So, hey Leo, my name is Chris, and this is the summer 2026 reading. Pretty much up until September, let's just see what comes up. I'm not doing the Celtic cross, and this is you. This is your energy, my friend. That's the Empress. All four queens rolled into one. Abundance, right? Everything working in your favor. You are the master or mistress of your own internal workings, I would say. There's the Death card. So some version of yourself is no more, right? There's transformation. There is, it's 2026, summer 2026, right? And I talked about this all the freaking time. It's a seismic shift. Like it's not just the last developmental cycle, which is pretty much 10 years. It's not just Pluto in Capricorn and now in Aquarius, which was a biggest cycle since 2008. There are cycles upon cycles upon cycles that are just culminating in 2026. So this Death card is a good Death card because you're emerging out of this, right? You're shedding your skin. You're leaving everything behind that is not really you. And there you are. And you don't need to be grandiose about this, right? So this is not the Emperor. This is the Empress. Inner mastership. You don't need to advertise this. So this is something that you use for yourself to create your world as you want it. 10 of Pentacles. So this is how you show up to the world. This is the king, not just the queen, not the empress, not the female inner aspect, showing up in the world as the King of Pentacles, and obviously related to work. 8 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Okay, this has to go on the left side then. Queen of Cups is here as well. The new beginning. You know exactly what is important for you. And what is important for you is no longer just checking boxes. So you got, there's the Empress, right? And on my left side, that would be, right? So like this is the Queen of Cups, and on the other side is the King of Pentacles. So internally, you basically know what you want, and not just what looks good on paper, but what really feels right for you. That is very important when you emerge out of this. You got the Death card here, you got the Fool card here, a new beginning, work-related maybe, right? But it has to feel right. It might make, there is success here, there is abundance here with the King of Pentacles, totally connected to your work, which is the 8 of Pentacles, right? This new beginning, you know, it has to feel right. It's not enough if it just pays the bills, right? It's not enough if you just, if it just looks good on paper and, you know, all the outer circumstances seem right, but maybe you just dread to go there. If you dread, if your Sunday is pretty much poisoned because you have to go to work on Monday, then you're not at the right place. Then you're not with the right people. And this, you can't do this anymore, right? Pluto in Aquarius, Pluto in Capricorn, that was all about what looks good on paper, what is a high-paying job, what is, you know, what looks good on my CV, things like that. Intellect, you know, doubling down on your efforts. That is Pluto in Capricorn. That is over. Since 2008, big circle coming to an end. Death card, no surprise here. Many of these huge developmental cycles last 9 or 10 years, since 2008. Others, I can't even begin to tell you of, right? Everything is culminating in 2026, the summer reading. This is so important, right? There's the High Priestess. There's a lot going on here, my God. High Priestess, and what is the High Priestess dealing with? Aha, her passion. Okay, water energy, internal energy, ruling the way how you interact with the world. So you're always coming back, and you always have to take care and check, how does it feel? Is it still feeling right, you know? Because if you just, you got a lot of beginner's mind here, you got a lot of enthusiasm here. No worries about the death card. This is a good ending. And you're totally going through it, right? There's the Fool and there's the Knight of Wands, which is very much jolly good fellow energy. Super enthusiastic. A little bit of naivety is woven into the Knight of Wands, right? But who keeps it in check? The Empress. Even the King of Pentacles, of course, but those two, most likely those two. And what is the color? It's bluish, it's water energy, that's your emotions, your intuitions, especially the High Priestess is all about your subconscious mind, your feelings, and of course the heart space with the Queen of Cups. So it has to feel good. And do not, you know, there's this story of the House of the Rising Sun, my friends, right? When things are just working fine, which it pretty much seems like it, right? 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's just do 2 more. Yeah, the conflict is over. And there is your new passion coming out of this, right? This is just beautiful. 6 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. With the Queen of Cups, the King of Pentacles. Can I just show you this again? Queen of Cups, the Empress, then you got the King of Pentacles, you got the High Priestess, now you got the Ace of Wands as well, and the bottom here doesn't look bad at all. The conflict is over. That is the big message here with the 5 of Swords. Dirty fight is over. Don't go there. You might have fought for something that you're very passionate about, right? And I told this again in the Virgo reading. By the way, check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising sign if you want the full picture. And the topic in the Virgo reading was pretty much all about passion and going for your passion, which shows up here as well. The Ace of Wands, the Knight of Wands, going for your passion, but not in the sense that you're willing to suffer for it. You're in this mindset now. This old, we have to double down and suffer for something. We suffer for our passion. That is the old circle. That is over, and you're already moving on from that, right? That is not a bad death, right? This is just a very necessary leaving behind what no longer serves you. So you're no longer suffering for. During that conflict, right? 5 of Swords energy, you were suffering for what you were passionate about. But now is the time to be playful, work playful with that, what makes sense to you. No more compromising yourself, no more denying yourself your own truths, your own emotions, your own intuitions. Listen to that, work with that, respect it. And if something feels wrong, say it, right? Don't just overrule it and say, oh, well, the job is so well, let's just forget about it. No. That's the old cycle. This time you feel what you feel, and you're not negating your own feelings. You're not negating your own intuition. You really, that's all 4 queens rolled into one, and you got the High Priestess as well, and the Queen of Cups showing up kind of again, because she's kind of already mixed up here with the Empress. So no more denying your own feelings. No more. If your gut says no, then trust that, right? Do not overrule it with your intellect. Respect your feelings and your intuition. The new beginning is just, and there's the, that's the, what is it? The Wheel of Fortune, of course. So destiny is calling, and this new beginning has to feel right. Do not do something just because it looks good on paper or pays the bills or pays a little more than another job or has some sort of external validation aspect to it, you know, prestige or whatever, you know. You don't need that. You want to be happy. You want to be in your garden. You're not the emperor. You're not commanding other people. You're ruling yourself. That's a very different approach to life than the emperor, for example. There's the Four of Swords. Then we got this connection here, the King of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles is connected to the Ace of Pentacles. So mastership in Pentacles energy, even more opportunity coming from that. So it doesn't get any better than this, right? I mean, maybe if the Ten of Pentacles would show up, but so the High Priestess and the Knight of Wands is connected by the Five of Cups, and you got the Five of Swords here as well. So there is in the past, Five of Cups, Five of Swords is past energy, dirty fight, something got lost, but you came out of it. Let's just do the last clarifier. Yeah, there's the Empress again, right? Clarifying the Five of Swords with the Five of Swords with the Ace of Swords is connected to the Empress. So that conflict that you have been through was necessary for you to stand up for yourself. There's the Ten of Pentacles. What I was talking about, right? Remember when I said, oh, this could only get better if the Ten of Pentacles showed up, and bottom of the deck there is the Ten of Pentacles, and underneath there is the Justice card, and there's the Six of Wands as well. So you deserve this. So don't deny it to yourself. That's another thing. Don't be overly cautious. I said it's not about external validation. It's not necessarily about the higher paying, prestigious job or anything, right? You don't need that. But you can still have it if it makes sense, right? Just don't go for it if your inner state, if your emotions, if your intuition say no, then listen to that and overrule what looks good on paper. But if it looks good on paper, if it is the high paying job and it feels right at the same time, then by all means go for it, right? And this could only get better if the Ten of Pentacles showed up, bottom of the deck, here it is. So there is opportunity here, right? So take it by all means, but only take it if it feels good, genuinely feels good. If you dread to go there on Monday and it kind of ruins your Sunday, then it's not the right place. Then it's not the right people. There's your Ace of Wands. So do what you're passionate about. Don't get carried away with it. Always come back to your intuition, to your emotions. And there's a practice how you do this. And I recommend that pretty much in on all of my readings, breath work. 10 seconds in, if you can do that. And 20 seconds out. There are apps for that. You can visualize that. It's very easy to do that. And if you do that, you shouldn't get dizzy or anything. So if you can't do 10 in and 20 out, you do, 8 in and 16 out, or whatever feels comfortable for you. But it shouldn't be so easy. It should be kind of a little bit of a challenge. So you have to really push out the out breath at the end, and the out breath needs to be 2 times that of the in breath. Very important. That's how you release negativity. And then you do a meditation. And if you never done that, do 5 minutes of breath work and 5 minutes of meditation. And if you are more experienced with it, then do half an hour of breath work and half an hour of meditation, and treat it like a effing workout. This is transforming your mind. This is connecting you again and again, like a daily practice. That's very important. It needs to be a habit, something you do not just on a weekend, but every freaking day. Like you do your workout, or like you brush your teeth or something like that. right? That's just what you do every day, not just on a Sunday or something. That's a continuous reconnection to your inner core. And through the subconsciousness, we connect to deeper realms of the subconscious, which is actually higher realms of consciousness. But that's a different story. Oh, James Baldwin. It took me many years of vomiting up all the filth I'd been taught about myself and half believed before I was able to walk the earth as though I had the right to be here. James Baldwin. It took me many years of vomiting up all the filth I had been taught about myself and half believed before I was able to walk on the earth as though I had a right to be here. And you're in that consciousness, finally, where you feel, I put this to the Empress because this is her mindset. Yeah, that's what you were fighting for so passionately. Maybe you have lost a few toxic friends, a few toxic family members, toxic work relationship. Something broke in that fight. So that was really heavy and dirty. But you found yourself in it. You found your passion in it. And now you know that you are a child of the universe and you have a divine right to be here just the effing way you are. And whoever doesn't get that, there's this reminder, the Empress is not everybody's darling. The Empress is mainly connected to herself and nature. The Emperor is always kind of dependent on the people he rules. So he's kind of on the top of the mountain. He's the ruler. He's calling the shots. He's telling other people what to do. But he's always kind of in relation to those other people that he rules. The Empress, on the other hand, is more an alchemistic approach, right? So you rule yourself. You're constantly reconnecting not to other people in the outside world primarily, but primarily means you might do that, but most of the time you do the inner connection, while the Emperor is doing the outer connection. So you're coming back to yourself. And this rulership of yourself means that you can be alone. You're not depending on other people. It is better to be alone than to be in bad company. Doesn't mean you have to be alone. The hermit is nowhere in sight. But you can stand on your own. Whether it's with your opinion, whether it's with your presence, with your life, with what you do, you're not depending on other people in the sense that you constantly need assurance or, you're self-sufficient. That's what it is. Stand ambiguity. Don't just run with a story. You can neither verify or falsify. You don't need that. You will arrive if you focus on love and peace. Stand ambiguity. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to have an answer for every problem, but you can still deal with it. That's pretty much all about sovereignty, authenticity, being enough for yourself, and being independent from the need of proving that to other people. That's the Empress. Shows up 2 times, right? Beautiful. There's a lot of healing going on. I love this reading. My God. I really do. It's beautiful. Great summer for you. I'm jealous. I mean, that's really beautiful. And you're really going for it. You learned your lesson, coming out of it stronger, leaving behind. The Death card is here. Letting it go, receiving your blessing. 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. There's something, 8 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, 2 times the Empress. Yay, this looks really good. Healing, peace, accept life as it brings peace and healing. You can start to heal yourself and our planet through acceptance. Acceptance does not mean giving up on improving things. It simply means acknowledging there may be a higher purpose, even though we do not see it. Peace is possible now, whatever your circumstances. Peace will never be any more or less possible than it is now. Life will continue its course, driven by a higher world than our own. Little we do will ever change that. And yet, when we change our perception of our circumstances and surroundings, it makes a difference. Hope and fear cannot occupy the same space. Invite one to stay. That's Maya Angelou. You're inviting hope to stay, right? You're not, there's the Five of Swords and the Five of Cups, but this is kind of past energy. This card, you have been through shit, like most of us, and we're living in very interesting times. So at this time, we can really say, if you're an empathic human being, you have been through some shit in the last 9 years, I tell you, because it was kind of the time of the narcissist, but you're healing from this, and it's not going to happen someday, right? Back in the 2025 readings, I was still talking, we were kind of still in there because 2025 was the year of hell, but, you know, this is over now. Summer 2026, you're here, it's happening, healing, abundance, yay. Blessings coming in. One more oracle card for the summer 2026. Let spirit be your guide. And what is spirit in this context? Always, always, always coming back to your feelings. How do I feel? And the best way to find out how you actually feel is when you sit with yourself in silence meditation. And you know how you feel if you just sit with yourself and listen. Your body will tell you, your mind will tell you, every cell of your, every atom, every molecule of your has a frequency to it, and it will just, it's always there. But if you actually listen to this, right, and all that complexity of your body, your mind, your psyche, everything, right, and then be there, not just as something that is constantly looking outwards, but hey, you know, you're kind of the god of this physical body, right? And it's so much more than just a physical body. It's your intellect, it's your emotions, it's your, you know, senses of all sorts, and then the spiritual realm, higher realms of consciousness, all coming together. And in that little knot, you know, you kind of, you know, take care of it. It's yours, it was given to you, but with great power comes great responsibility. And if you focus on that through meditation, you have a direct connection to what in esoteric terms would be called spirit, higher realms of consciousness, of which you are a manifestation of. And if you go against that, that was Pluto in Capricorn, but going with it, that's what this is all about. Come back to it, let spirit be your guide. That's Hawk Spirit, and that's all I got, and I hope it resonates with you. If it does, share, like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think about it. Check out the yearly reading. I think that's going to be really good and interesting. They were all pretty good. And yeah, hopefully see you next time. Now, good time. Ciao.